Dumelang, Sanbonani, good day. Hello, hi, it is your boy Codey. It was 012, where the English goes out, brugudlu. And I'm sure you're wondering why I'm wearing these today. It's because the conversations today are going to be hot and we're going to be talking about someone's future who is bright. So in case it gets a little bit out of hand, I know I'm safe. But anyway, don't forget, before you go on, don't forget to follow us across all the socials. It is UJTV 23 and UJ_sports. But I am not alone. Like I said, a very, very successful lady. I want to use successful because she's already getting into it. You know what I mean? Today in studio, I've got Desiree. Desiree, hello, hi.
Hi, Cody.
How are you?
I'm good.
You seem so calm. When we were off air, you were loud, and now all of a sudden you are so
I had
calm.
to contain myself a bit, professional. So, yeah. Now I'm here, focused.
Okay, so Desiree is here with us today, and we are going to be talking everything Olympics.
Oh, yeah.
Because you are an athlete.
Yes, I am.
But now, Desiree, before everything else, to all our viewers out there who don't know who Desiree is, who is Desiree?
Okay, so obviously, Desiree van Wyk, full name. Both names, Desiree Nadine van Wyk.
I didn't know that one.
Oh, you didn't? Okay, now you know. Now
I know.
Okay, so I am all the way from Port Elizabeth, a small city, friendly city in the Eastern Cape, obviously. I have been doing athletics since grade 3.
That's your whole life.
Yeah. But competitively, I would say since I actually came to varsity. Where you implement training days with gym days. When you're in high school, you actually don't gym. It's only track sessions after school training.
So would you say it's more natural than anything when you're still in high school?
Yes, I would. I would most definitely agree with you upon that, because when you're in high school, you basically do have a choice not to go to training. Okay. But now that you're in varsity, the aspiration is higher. You understand? So now you're putting in the work, going for those sessions, gym sessions, training sessions. So yeah. And obviously I made my decision when I was in matric that I would like to come to Joburg. So I did not know that Joburg actually had a University of Johannesburg. All honesty. I'm not going to lie to you. All honesty. So I thought that, okay, I'm going to the Orange University, but I basically associated it with Pretoria. I don't know how. I honestly don't know how.
So I'm gonna ask this, and sorry for cutting you now.
No problem.
So Des, you came to Joburg, so you weren't necessarily scouted. You came into Joburg by choice.
I wouldn't say I was scouted, right? But at national champs, right?
Yes.
I actually was watching the women triple jump final, and I was looking at them and I was just like, wow, I want to go to the university where everybody's wearing orange. Who's that? Who's that university? Okay. I want to go. So I started looking around, who's this lady? So Emery, lovely lady. Emery, she was running up and down. I was like, when she's done, I'm going to go speak to her. And I literally gathered the guts, the courage, and I went to her and I spoke to her, and then she gave me this cute memory stick. I don't know if you can recall, UJ has its own memory stick. So the bursary forms are actually uploaded on that thing. And then I took it home, and I remember I went to my coach and I was just like, please help me apply. Wow. We applied, and funny enough, UJ was the only university I applied to.
That's brave.
I know. That's God. That's God. Thank you.
Yeah. Amen. So now it's very interesting, your journey into coming into Joburg, and now we find ourselves years down the line.
Oh yeah, many years.
And the reason why I wore these is not only for your athletic abilities, but just before we get into why I wore these, so you're a triple jumper.
I started off as a triple jumper, yes. So that's basically how I secured my place.
Because there's not a lot of triple jumpers, right? It's a very weird one, right?
No, it actually, yeah. When you think of triple jump, you would think of Patience, you would think of Zinzi. Those are the names that actually pops up when it's triple jump. So when I got here, it was triple jump, and then unfortunately, during the year 2018, I got a knee injury.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like my psyche was not ready to go back. And I told myself, I'm switching over to long jump. And yeah, been doing long jump ever since.
Would you say it's a little bit easier?
Maybe. Yeah, easier on the knees. Easier
Okay,
on the
easier on the
knees.
knees.
Yeah, easier on the knees. Yes. But yeah.
Well, something else that I think might be a little bit easier for you, and that's the reason for the shades, is your NQF level. You've been here for a while, but you actually on your level 9, if I'm not mistaken, your masters.
Second last one.
Oh my word!
It's actually completed, so I'm not on it anymore. You understand? Yeah.
Sorry,
okay,
Days,
okay,
I'm-
I know.
So tell me more about that. I mean, we spoke about, you know, on last week's episode, we spoke about one of the Olympians who's a Harvard alumni, and we spoke about how does she actually manage to balance her her athletic life and her studies. But here we are, here at UJ, we've got you, you know, I think a top athlete from what I've seen. I've known you for quite a while, for a very long time. And I've seen you are absolutely brilliant at what you do. But I didn't know that you were smart as well. You know? So take me through that. How do you balance between the two? I mean, it can't be easy.
No, it's not. Personally, I think like if I have to just go on the top of my head, right? I would say like it's who you associate yourself with. Like that has helped me personally, you know, because obviously everybody has insecurities of their own, you know, when you go through these phases. So obviously coming to Johannesburg, my English, it was yeah. Afrikaans was it was my thing, you know. So obviously in that moment when I first had my encounter in class, the first word that really boggled my mind was ambiguous. I didn't know what it meant. And this lady wanted like somebody to define that, you know. And I was like, please, Father God, please may it not be me. Luckily, it was not. And I told myself that day, you're going to get yourself a dictionary and improve on whatever words you feel like you should, right? And then after that, I associated myself with people where I can like listen, take in, and then I practice on my own, you know.
So that's why off air you were speaking all these big words. Is this dictionary English?
Yeah, come on, you know, it's the jargon that you have to go with.
Oh, stop it. Oh, stop it.
But yeah, so I obviously started off with psychology, my BA in psych.
Yeah.
And then after that, I wanted to do honors. But because our university is so amazing, like to get into your honors, it's very difficult. So then I took like a different route to sociology. And the reason why I took sociology is because as much as you are your own individual, there are external factors affecting your life that you have no control over. And that is what sociology actually opens up. You understand? So I went into that direction, did my honors, waited a bit, and then I did a bit of business management, advanced diploma in that, and then I went back to sociology to finish my master's. And my topic actually that was very interesting is women athletes in university, exploring gender hurdles. That was my topic. So
Absolutely. You had to bring hurdle into the
whole
topic as an athlete.
It is a hurdle. It honestly, sport in general, and just gender, how it is associated, how women are actually cemented in sport itself. So yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. So that goes to show that whoever you are out there and you are watching this and you are just wondering if it's possible, it is very much possible. Desiree Rache has just shown us. And we are here today to talk about, you know, the Olympics. You know, I think it's brilliant what you've achieved. It's amazing what you've given to the university and what you are rather showing to the next generation, the young Desiree out there in Quebeca who's thinking of coming up into Joburg, that it's all possible, girl. And I can imagine you came here all alone.
Oh, yeah.
And now I just want us to dive into, you know, what's been happening over the past month. And for someone who doesn't understand necessarily, because you are a master's student or finished, so I want to hear it from the big brains.
Yes.
how would you describe the Olympics? What are the Olympics? Maybe in 3 words? Am I putting you under pressure? 3 words?
Oh, not at all. Not at all.
I knew it.
Not at all. I would
knew it.
say it was historical, resilience, and unity. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
You want to dive deeper into why you chose those 3 words?
Just looking at the Olympics itself, right? Obviously, when you compete at such an event, obviously there are backtrack of other people's accolades, you know, so records are being broken. People are cementing their own path in the event that they are doing. So this Olympics specifically has been embodiment of history. Like, oh my gosh, like the resilience that athletes have shown over the years
Yes.
to get themselves there, and their supporting system, the unity, you know. So yeah, those 3 words, honestly.
Absolutely brilliant. It is a big brain indeed. I love it. I love it. It is. So now, with that being said, I wanna talk about someone that you might not necessarily, be inclined with because of the event that she does,
Yes.
but because she's also a student athlete. We spoke about this lady on last week's show in Gabriella Thomas. She's smart. She's a brilliant
she's
athlete.
amazing.
And so are you. So what did you think, of her performance in this year's Olympics?
I feel like, if I have to be honest, with her performance on its own, brilliant, amazing, like for real, you understand? But there's one thing I do want to highlight, right, is that, yes, number one, she is a woman, right? But something that has overshadowed her performance a bit is the fact that she is also a student. Right. She has her master's. She is actively working. She is an advocate for so many like social justice campaigns, you understand? And that is really lovely. But now you have to think about her as an individual on her own. Like, how does she cope? Like, what type of systems are in place for her to actually do everything that she's supposed to do, And that actually blew my mind because, number one, like, okay, you are not any university. You are
Harvard.
Come on. So that says a lot already. So I feel like that just shows like the resilience in her. Like, she's very resilient. Like, what she wants, she goes for it, and she's unapologetic about it and very respectful, humble. You understand? So I feel like for her, like, I am honestly so in love with her. She's amazing. And what she has done this year, it's just that, now she has won the gold. And people, when she had the reaction of, she was shocked. A lot of people around me were like, why is she shocked? She knew she was going to win. No. There are other things that she went through behind the scenes that you guys don't know about, and she finally has this moment, and it's a shock to her because why? She's modest. She's humble about it, and yeah, honestly.
So it's very interesting that you say, there's a lot of things that she went through behind scenes that we didn't know of. And not going into details, but just as an athlete,
yes.
From that point of view, can you just explain to all our viewers what that means? Like, what do student athletes actually go through before they actually get to, the penultimate goal, which is that gold medal at whatever stage? Can you just dive deeper into that?
If we have to start off, there's a lot of things that happens, right? Number one, you have expectations.
Yeah.
You have expectations. After that, comparison plays a role. After that, factors that you have no control over, such as injuries, that you have deadlines of assignments. You need to attend to personal issues as well. So it's finding the balance of all those things, you understand, and still be happy with yourself and be mentally fit to actually execute your event, because that is the thing why you are here, the passion that you have for that specific event that you are doing. So you need to be able to juggle that and obviously make sure that you are okay while you are doing it. So that is the toughest thing that an athlete actually can go through, being able to balance everything. Yeah.
We don't know that. All we want is just medals. We just enjoy the final moments of it all, and we don't understand this. So thank you so much for actually letting us in on what takes place. And while we're still on that, and we are celebrating Women's Month, so I just want to dive into another athlete in a female athlete that is Kelly Hodgkinson, the 800 meter runner from Great Britain.
From Great Britain. Oh my gosh! Like, her story is actually so amazing, I would say, because she's always been there.
Yes,
she's
yes.
Always
she's always in the last Olympics. She came second, if I'm not mistaken.
No, correct.
Yes.
She's always been there, and it actually it points out once again the resilience that she has. You understand?
Which is another word that you spoke about. I see.
You see how my three words are going together?
I see.
Like,
Yeah.
So it's the fact that she never gave up. She got third place, second place, fourth place, fifth place, second place again. So it's been going like that. And finally, she has her moment. But society is also another thing that can come into play. She came first, but what if a thing Mo that won the previous Olympics was there? Would it have been the same thing? And that's what society does to athletes at times. It's her moment.
It's her moment.
It's
Absolutely,
her moment.
I agree.
We are not taking anything away from it. And I'm actually so happy she finally got that gold for Great Britain. I'm actually so happy, like, for real.
I'm staying with the ladies because we are celebrating all our beautiful women.
Yes.
And now you say you said was, if a certain athlete was there, would she have won it? Isn't it the same thing that happened with Julian Alfred, who won the 100 meter? Because the chat was, if what's her name? Help me, Richard.
There's a few. There's a few. Shelley Ann Fraser-Price.
Yes.
Elaine Thompson.
You see, there we go.
You understand?
If they were there, would she have won that 100 meter? But also, I mean, she's very similar to you. Comes from a very small island, so
St. Lucia.
So now I'm just wondering, what do you think, as someone who's been watching all these ladies, do you think that it could have been a lot closer than what it was? Or are you just like, you know what, she was brilliant and that's all it is? Let's not think about who was not there. She was just brilliant.
Personally, like, I don't know much of her story, but she is actually falling under the historical term I gave you. She made history.
I just love how everything is just coming in.
Yes, she literally made history for her country. That's the first ever Olympic medal her country has received.
And it's gold.
And she gave them a silver also.
I see it.
You see?
I'm not fighting.
Yes,
I see it.
Yes. So I am going to leave it at that. She took it clean. And you know what was amazing about those rounds? You could see that the psyche was on. Her psyche was on. You could see with every stride, every phase, her drive, her transition, her top end speed kicking in, like it was there. She has worked for it. She was ready. She was ready for that moment,
So another thing I hear is as an athlete, especially at such big occasions, such as the Olympics, everything has to be right. Everything has to be pinpoint. You can't have a slight cough and all of that, anything to just take you off. So would you say that's part of the psyche that you speak of so much? Oh
yeah, most definitely. Like when I was busy with my dissertation, right, I had this segment that I just spoke about the psyche itself, your mindset, the psychological aspects that actually influences women athletes at university levels, right? And I spoke with a coach, shout out to Coach Renilwe. Like, I spoke to him and he actually made me aware, once you are in season, right, it requires 70% mental, 30% physical. Because off season, you're going through the physical. It's not necessarily that you're going to work on your psyche right now.
Yeah.
But once you're in season, your body is in shape.
Yeah.
Everything is there. But what carries you is how you think. Like, how am I going to do this? Every single time it has to be.
Because you've done it for so many occasions, and now it's about this is the time.
Yes, you have to prepare yourself for that moment. And, you know, I want to insert that, although he's a man, you know, male athlete.
As long as you do it. As long as it's not
Oh,
me.
as long as it's coming from me. Yes, Noah Lyles.
I was actually going to jump into him.
Yes, yes.
But you know what? I know it's a very interesting one as well. And it's got to do with psyche. That's actually who I was going to go into before. Before I wanted to talk about another lady who I think whose psyche was also amazing. That is Simone Biles, who, you know, psyche is on another level. You know, before we get into Lyles, let's just talk about, because I also think with her, she's brilliant. You know, she had to deal with a lot before coming into this. So, what did you think of her performance? Winning, she won 3 gold and 1 silver.
It's too many to count.
It's too many. No, you know what? It is what it is.
It is like,
but
you know.
But for someone who doesn't necessarily follow a lot of gymnasts, I know a little bit because of our student, Caitlin Rooskrant.
Shout out to her.
Shout out to you, girlie. We still love you. But I know a little bit about about gymnastics. But when I switched on the TV and I saw Simone, and I thought, there's just something about this girl. There's an aura that she possesses. And you spoke about psyche. So I just want you to link those two, aura and psyche, and going into a big tournament after going through what you've just been through.
Do you know that, I don't know if you are aware, she has this show, like it's like a documentary on Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, and that is the type of vulnerability and insight that athletes actually need to see. Like, it's nice to just, oh, she's sponsored by this, she's sponsored by that.
I told you that's what we're all about.
You know, she's on this poster, she's on that poster, but like, we need to see what we are experiencing. You as an elite athlete, you are also going through. So the moment she pulled out of the previous Olympics, right?
Yes.
She mentioned this sentence: my body and my mind was not aligned.
Interesting.
And I sat there, I was like, oof, okay. And I carried on watching. And I could see every single time, whichever event she's gonna do, right? Whether it's the floor that she's gonna do, the vault that she's gonna do, right? She literally mimics everything by what she's doing, how she's gonna do it. Like, I could see her, how she's going through the routine. And I was just like, wow. So then she said, that broke. And I couldn't put it together.
So that's the psyche part we speak of so much, that if your body and mind are not aligned, then you're not in the perfect condition that we speak about.
You're not in that perfect shape. Because if you look at her, like, how many routines are actually named after Biles? It's the Biles this, it's the Biles that, it's the Biles that. You understand? So all those things, so it's that expectation. And that broke. That basically crushed her psyche. She had to pull herself towards herself and be like, this is me. I'm currently not happy. And people are not going to understand. But I don't care what people are saying at this moment. I'm going to try and fix me. And that's what she did. She came back and she was bad. You know what I was going to say. Yes. Yes.
It's very interesting, Des, and I just love how you diving deeper into it, and someone who handles this well, you know.
I like to think so. Sometimes not. My coach would know. My coach would know, but yeah.
Well, I absolutely understand that.
Yeah.
But now I'm just, you know, you spoke about how she thought you know, everything, there was so much pressure on her and so many eyes on her during the last Olympic Games where she thought, I'm not in the right state. Someone different who the eyes were on him, we are moving. The eyes were on him, the headlines were waiting, and he just took it so easily. Your favorite? I don't know, Lyles.
Please, you can't put me under that right now.
But Lyles,
no,
man,
I honestly, I just respect him. Like, no, you know, when you have to give somebody the flowers, like in terms of how he actually brought track and field up on the map, everybody's talking about it. He's the face of athletics. Like, world champion of what? Come on.
That's actually very interesting that he went and attacked. I don't know if it's an attack, but he went after the basketball team and he said, world champs, but you know, if you've seen the clip, please go find it, where he's talking about how people don't understand how big athletics is. And something that I realized during these Olympics is how actually big, you know, the Olympics are, because you are not competing against, you know, a couple of people that are able to pass a ball around, able to kick a ball around. You are competing against everyone in the world because, you know, if able to, everyone can actually run. And that's how big Olympics are.
It's the best of the best. It's the cream of the crop. That's the thing. Like, it's honestly, it's like the pinnacle. Like, once you become an elite athlete, like, that is the aim. Having those rings, you understand. So, yeah.
So now, for him to handle everything the way he did, would you recommend that? Like, that sense of arrogance, that sense of, you know, a little bit of cockiness, is it needed at that stage? Because you also spoke about being humble.
Yes.
You know, you spoke so much about being humble, but he's nothing. I don't think he can even. I don't think he can spell humble.
He's
you know,
not associated with us.
No, you can't. You can't put Lyles and humble together.
He has his own box. Like, let me tell you, like, this is actually something that you guys. I feel like this is going to be a new food of thought. Right? Is that with track and field, right? You say track and field. So there's a hierarchy already in athletics. You understand? So once there are field events on, but the moment a track event starts, it shifts.
Everything shifts.
Yes, everything shifts. But what is the pinnacle? The pinnacle of the track event is the sprints, the 100-meter crown. 9, 10, whatever the time may be. For women, 10.7. You understand? So Lyles wanted a bite of that cake. And I'm a Thompson fan. Kishane, I was Jamaica. Like, I'm not gonna...
It was very dramatic at the end because he just took it at the very end, eh? So,
you know, when you're ready, like, knowing when to dip, when to... like.
So were you, like, also just holding on to the couch, ready to jump?
I was dip.
But isn't that what we pay the big bucks for?
Oh, yes.
You know,
that's the thing.
We switch on our TVs and we want to see that. And now he goes and he gives us a show like that.
Oh, no, he gave us, like, there was a build-up. That's the nice thing. You know, it was going to be very funny if he didn't.
Well, I mean, I know of the other event that he didn't win, but anyway.
You understand, it was going to be very funny. But credits to him for putting athletics, track and field on the map. So basketball players can come back at him, you know, after. But still, we got Simone Biles that came to actually watch track. And she said this is the first time at the Olympics she watches another sporting code.
It just shows.
Just think about it.
So at this moment, you're not necessarily looking at who won. You're looking at the growth of the sport overall. That's what you're mostly excited about.
Like, it was amazing. That's why, because it's the fact that there was a unity. Like, I could just see when they got their medals, it was some are running to the girlfriends. You know, our pole vaulter, with that, where we're getting into.
That's what we're going to get into now.
But, you know, you just see everything coming together.
Yeah.
You know, I think my favorite has to be the fact that, yes, Noah Lyles, like, he took the 100 meters.
Yeah.
Like, yes, he did. But one thing that is highlighted is that you need to have confidence in yourself.
Yeah.
Like your coach can only give you so much. The rest depends on you. Like, you have to put in the work. You have to believe that you are the best in order to become the best.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. And now I'm gonna touch on what you said again, because I'm jumping in. And I'm loving how you also moving with it. Speaking of growing the whole sport, well, track. Now, another event that might have grown after this year's Olympics is pole vault, which is, you know, I knew of it, but I didn't know much about it until Mondo showed us, Mondo Duplantis. You know what, I think now I can sit and have a conversation with someone who understands athletics and field events.
Yes.
Mondo going in to defend his his gold, but not only that, he then breaks his own record. Well, to seal the gold, he goes and he sets the new Olympic record, and then after that, he was the only one left. And then now he goes. I remember there were Swedish flags. He's from Sweden, eh?
Yes.
There were Swedish flags saying 6.25.
Yeah.
And now, also dramatic. It's a stage. He must enjoy it. He sits down. He puts on his track suits, and I'm like, okay, he's done. I remember I was watching with someone who also doesn't understand.
Yes.
And he sits down, and then all of a sudden he gets back into his tights and he goes for that 625. Something that's also growing. What's your take on how he went about it? And I mean, he's broken his record about 7 times now.
Like, honestly, like, the same way we look at Noah for being the face of track and field, we can with assurance say that Mondo is the face of pole vault. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even know the guy prior to him. I'm not like, I know he's from France, but I don't know. I don't even want to butcher his name. But he's from France.
Mondo.
You understand? So the moment Mondo came on our screens, it's just been history.
Different aura as well.
You understand?
You know.
And he started when he was, like, not started, but like by the age of 3, he already had his pole vault. Like, he was going with that stick. That rhythm it's sucked in. It's him in the pole. It's one.
Which is what we speak about, being one with, you know, the mind, the body, the soul. So
that's the thing.
So he's luckily he got the silver.
Oh yeah.
And I think in the semi-finals, he's actually the one who got us into the final with that last stretch. He got us into
finished. And on the final as well, he finished.
So it's this psyche that we speak about, and you know, the experience, you know, the calmness. He's done this over and over again, and finally he gets this. But in that team of his, you know,
the future is bright.
Walaza.
Come on. I hope you should have had a cap, because that's his favorite thing to do, to put the cap at the back.
You know what I mean? Walaza. So I mean, to run with someone who we consider an icon in South African athletics. Simbini taking the last stretch, but a young scholar in matric. Walaza. How beautiful is that? What a beautiful story.
Like, that is so amazing. Like, no, he honestly has to be the sweetest boy ever. Like, I am not gonna lie. Like, personally, like, obviously, we have been in the same training group as well. So just to see him actually achieve something that most of us would hope to, you know, that is honestly amazing. Like, and I know I know this is going to open so many doors for him, and I'm happy for that. I am really happy. But one thing about also track and field, right, is that the recognition now towards our continent is coming up.
Yes.
You know, and that is what I am happy about, because when you speak about the Olympics and you speak about track and field and people being fast, it's always associated Jamaica, America,
Yes.
London,
Great
somewhere
Britain and
there.
all of
You
that. Yes,
understand?
yes.
But it's never us. Or it could be us, but then our kids, where do they go? They move.
To America.
And then what happened? Do we hear after?
Not a lot. I
you-
think we've
you-
heard of one or two.
Yeah, Sean, like that could be the
Yeah.
reference that we can say that, yeah, something good from the States, yeah, that we can still see today. But I feel like where Walaza is at now and what he has achieved with that relay team, it honestly can open doors for him, and I'm really happy about that.
So the future is definitely
Oh,
looking bright for
South
young man.
Africa, like we are there. Like, come on, we are honestly there, like for real.
So we're hoping that he stays in the country next year after his matric.
I wouldn't like, I spoke with my coach like a few times and I heard like his opinion about it, right? I feel like staying sometimes, we don't have the opportunity to have that grid, you understand, where it's a thing of like the competition is tough. So now sometimes you can see the exceptional ones.
Okay.
And then you see the masses. You understand? So Walaza, he's exceptional. Bradley, he's an exceptional boy. But we have more Walazas and Bradleys and Shawns that are actually coming up. So, yeah.
Well, someone who stayed in the country, another top athlete, that is Prudence Codey.
Oh.
You know, very, very, I don't want to say sad, because I'm still very, very proud of what she did. First Olympics, and she goes and she makes it to the final. Shock of her life in that semi-final when she actually qualified for the final.
That's the thing.
And this is one we can say is ours, because she's still in South Africa.
As you actually put her on, like another person that I would put on is Rugail Joseph.
Yes,
She's
yeah.
a hurdler.
Yes.
Like a colored girl. Like, oh, love you, honestly. And just to actually put it together, right, she, Prudence made the statement that I'm coming back for those goals because she got tripped. Right, in a previous, a very big competition, she got tripped, and she also had high hopes for that. But now that she went to the Olympics, she got into the final, you know, and amazingly, she competed in that race. And then there's Rugail, like that ran a PB during heats. Like, girl, come on. You understand? That time you in a race with Sydney McLaughlin, like, come on, like, you know.
Yeah.
So for our ladies, there's something, you know, we are here, we are competing, we are going through these hurdles and stuff like that. And sometimes the recognition isn't there because it's still behind the scenes. But I want people to understand that we are coming. We are coming.
Something that I want to know is Des. You know, it's what's coming for Des now. We're talking about all these amazing Olympians that are coming up, and we are watching them.
Yes.
But what's coming up for Des? Just to close it off a little bit, I think it's been amazing having you here. But what's coming up for Des? I've had these shades on for the whole show. What's Des' future looking like?
If I have to be honest, I think since I've been young, I always wanted better for myself. And shout out to my grandmother. May she rest in peace, you understand? And she always had this thing of wanting us to do good for ourselves, you understand? And I took that very personal. I left home at the age of 18. I came to Joburg, like I pushed, but what kept me grounded is the power of association.
Yes.
You know, and who I surround myself with. So for me, coming up, yes, I finished my master's. That was a big achievement, right? But
oh, yes. Go, don't downplay it.
No,
please.
I don't. But the love that I have for athletics is still very deep. And the passion that I have towards it. You know, the aim obviously would to represent my country as well. You understand? One thing that I would actually like you to do is like one lady from the States, Brittany Brown. Like,
Okay.
oh my gosh, like if you could put a picture somewhere, like that would be amazing. Like she is 29 years old. She made her first Olympics this year. She didn't go to a fancy Ivy League school in the States. She didn't have a brand, a shoe brand or anything like that. You know, she only got sponsored 3 years ago, you know, and she made her first Olympic team at that age, and she got a bronze medal during the 200. So it was state number 1, St. Lucia for Julian Alfred, and then Brittany Brown. So I could relate to her to not give up.
I understand the giving up, but the only issue here is you are in a big institution, so that's the only difference that we have here. You are in a massive institution. But there's, just to close off, please, looking at, you know, a young Desiree out there, you know, young Desiree is just wondering, you know, I see this Tani, that's what they say, right? And that's what they say. I see this auntie. I see this auntie
Yes.
who's talking about, you know, athletics. I want you to look into the camera right now and speak to young Desiree in Gqeberha, in Mpumalanga, in Nelspruit, in Soshanguve, in Khayelitsha right now, and just talk to that little girl and tell her that it's going to be okay and what it takes to be where you are. And I'm saying this not only as an athlete, but also as a serious student.
Oh, honestly, guys, life is going to be tough. You know, you're going to have your battles that you're going to go through. But if I have to be honest with you guys, like at the end of the day, there's a reason why your parents, your family members want you to live a certain way. But if there's one thing I can tell you guys is that you need to have your own relationship with God as well, because that will help you to understand why I am in this position at this moment and things are going to be better. And I honestly don't give up. It's going to be tough. You're going to feel like there's no one there. You're going to feel alone. You're going to feel like everybody's doing better than you. Other people have more money than you. Other people have more success than you. Yes. You will, there's always going to be somebody more beautiful, more successful, more whatever. But the most important thing is yourself. Believe in yourself, don't give up, and cement your beliefs that you have, your spiritual beliefs. And yeah, that's the way of life.
And there we have it. So beautiful from Des.
Thank you.
Des, thank you so much for coming into studio today. I think what you said was very insightful. We didn't know the psyche that goes behind everything and athletes. So thank you so much for making time today and spending time with us. It was absolutely amazing.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Kings and Queens, and there you have it. Desiree van Wyk in studio with us, a master's student who just finished actually. So please don't forget to also follow her and across all the socials.
Yes.
Desiree, we'll just try to put it out there, Desiree. But
Desire,
that's what she said. And otherwise, you can follow us across all the social media platforms. It is UJTV23 and UJ_sports. Don't forget to hit that like button, share this, and invite your friends to watch the show next week. Thank you so much. We've absolutely loved having you here. Danko. Danko means thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks.